The shutdown is finally over, but what's inside the bill that ended it is catching a lot of people off guard. Lawmakers didn't just reopen the government. They used this moment to push through 12 major changes that touch everything from federal workers to food programs, technology, security, agriculture, and even rules most people would never expect to find in a shutdown deal. Some of these changes will directly affect seniors, while others quietly reshape how agencies operate behind the scenes. And stay with me because near the end, I'm going to walk you through the one section that shocked even people in Washington. But first, let's break down exactly what has now become law. One of the biggest changes fixes the chaos that happened when federal workers were laid off during the shutdown. Every layoff has been reversed. Every reduction notice is canceled. Agencies have to bring those workers back, put them back in their old positions, and pay them for the entire time they were removed. They only have a few days to contact everyone. This makes a bigger difference than people realize. When federal workers get sent home, places like Social Security offices, Medicare call centers, VA clinics, and IRS helplines slow down massively. Seniors end up waiting longer for appointments, answers, and paperwork to be processed. Another major change makes sure states aren't punished for keeping food programs running during the shutdown. Some states use their own money to keep SNAP benefits flowing, so families and older adults wouldn't lose access to food. The new bill requires the federal government to fully reimburse those states and even add interest. This protects the stability of food benefits going forward. For seniors who rely on SNAP to get enough groceries each month, this helps ensure the program won't suddenly fall apart during the next political standoff. The bill also sends a huge amount of money toward improving security across multiple parts of the federal government. U.S. Marshals get more resources to protect judges and high-level officials. The Supreme Court receives dedicated funding for enhanced protection. Capitol Police gain upgraded budgets for training and safety programs. Even congressional offices in different states get funding to improve security and protect staff. And whether we like it or not, threats toward public officials have risen in recent years. When those offices are targeted, everyday workers and visitors, including seniors going in for help with benefits, are also at risk. These upgrades make those spaces safer for everyone. Buried deeper in the bill is a new rule about how investigators handle Senate data. From now on, if electronic communications from a Senate office get accessed during an investigation, the provider must follow strict notification procedures. The bill also sets up a formal process for senators to challenge access they think was improper. This change wasn't part of the original shutdown talks, and it caught a lot of people in Washington by surprise. It doesn't change anything for ordinary Americans, but it does shift the balance of privacy and oversight inside government. Moves like this can influence how future investigations are handled. There's also a change affecting hemp-derived products, including certain compounds sold in gas stations and smoke shops. These products were operating in a gray area of the law, and now Congress has tightened the rules around how they can be made and sold. Many older adults use hemp-based products for different wellness reasons, and because of this change, availability may shrink, and some products may need to be reformulated. Others might slowly disappear from shelves. It's not an outright ban, but it's a lot stricter than before. The bill also puts hundreds of millions of dollars toward WIC, the program that supports mothers, infants, and young children. This extra funding guarantees full benefits through 2026. Even though many seniors don't use WIC directly, millions are helping raise grandchildren or supporting younger family members. With food prices still high, this additional support gives families more breathing room, which can help stabilize the entire household budget in multi-generational homes. Another important part of the bill extends funding for major departments through September 2026. This means agriculture programs keep running, military construction projects stay on schedule, and the Department of Veterans Affairs has stable funding for another year. For seniors, this kind of long-term funding is crucial. VA clinics stay staffed, rural development continues, food programs avoid sudden cuts, and communities avoid constant uncertainty about which services will survive. The bill also continues restrictions that prevent federal agencies from buying surveillance technology from companies tied to foreign adversaries. These restrictions have been in place for years, and the bill keeps them going. It affects security cameras, communication equipment, and systems used inside federal buildings, including places like Social Security offices and VA facilities. Even if seniors don't see the change directly, it strengthens the protection around the systems they rely on. Another part freezes congressional pay for the year. Lawmakers won't receive a cost of living increase for 2026. This doesn't change much in terms of government spending, but symbolically, it matters. After a shutdown that created a lot of hardship for workers, public frustration is high. Freezing pay helps avoid backlash and shows that Congress isn't boosting its own salary during a difficult period. The bill also delays a major food traceability rule that the FDA planned to enforce. This rule was designed to track certain foods more closely from farms all the way to stores. Farmers and grocery chains argued it would be expensive and complicated to implement. Delaying the rule until 2028 prevents those costs from being passed on to consumers too quickly. And for seniors living on fixed incomes, preventing fast price increases at the grocery store is a big deal. There's also a new requirement that affects coffee labeled as Hawaiian. Products claiming to be Kona, Maui, Oahu, or Kauai coffee must now contain at least 51% beans actually grown in that region. This protects Hawaiian farmers and ensures that consumers get what they pay for. For coffee lovers, it provides clearer, more honest labeling and supports local growers. The final major change adds the Secretary of Agriculture to national security reviews involving foreign purchases of farmland and food supply companies. This move is meant to keep foreign governments from gaining control over American farmland or key parts of the food supply. For seniors in rural communities, it helps protect local agriculture and long-term food security. When you look at everything together, it becomes clear that this bill is not just a shutdown fix. It's a package that restores federal jobs, protects food benefits, tightens rules on certain products, increases security, delays costly regulations, strengthens programs for families, and safeguards agriculture. So now the big question is this: should Congress be allowed to add this many unrelated changes to a shutdown bill, or should major decisions like these be handled separately, so everyone has time to understand what's inside? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.